Hi, this is Billy Tarasio with Modern Law, and today I want to talk to you about something pretty important, and it's predicting and preparing for divorce. I am the owner of Modern Law, which is a family law firm here in the Phoenix area, and I Do Over, which is its sister company that helps people who are representing themselves with divorce. It's a legal.prep company. And our mission is to give people the best possible resources who are going through any type of divorce or family law issue, any type of do-over, because they're hard enough as it is. So you should have the information that you need. And I am kind of a divorce expert. I am 38 years old. My parents divorced when I was 19, and I knew I was going to law school at that time. And it kind of sent me straight on a path to become a family law attorney. I have been a family law attorney since 2005. I am the mom of four kiddos, and I was married for 16 years before going through my own kind of gross divorce. So I've studied people. I've studied what has happened with people within their marriages as I've talked to thousands and thousands of people over more than the last decade. And so I wanted to put together this video for you to help you predict and prepare and maybe even head off divorce. So first, how can you predict if you might be on, these are risk factors for divorce. Number one, someone has taken off their wedding ring. Either you or your spouse is no longer wearing your ring, or you're wearing it a little bit more sporadically, and you used to wear it all the time. Now, there's a lot of different reasons for this. Maybe it got lost, maybe somebody gained weight or lost weight, or they're allergic to metal, or they can't wear it at the gym, or whatever. Nevertheless, it's a subconscious sign that things aren't quite right. So pay attention to it. Number two, change in passwords. Have you recently been locked out of your spouse's computer, Facebook accounts, phones, whatever? Have they recently made changes to set up boundaries to ask for more privacy? Or have you? Maybe even not for any other reason that you just don't feel comfortable with your spouse in your space and in your stuff. But that's a risk factor, and it's something for you to just be aware of. Do you go to bed at the same time? Or do you spend your evenings separate? Are your schedules such that you aren't spending a lot of quality time together? Life is in a grind, everybody's doing their own thing, you've all got your own activities. That's absolutely a risk factor. And while we're at it, I'm going to ask you a couple of 1 to 10 questions. On a scale of 1 to 10, how's your sex life? If it's not good, and I'm not asking about quantity, I'm asking about the scale because quality matters and how you feel about your sex life matters. So if you would rank your sex life very low, it's an absolute risk factor, and it's almost a matter of when and not if. And here's another 1 to 10. How much fun do you have together? Do you like being together? Do you like traveling together? Do you like hanging out together? Do you like dates together? Or would you prefer to go, like if you could take a trip anywhere, you want a trip, would you go by yourself? Would you go with your girlfriends? Would you go with other couples? Or would you go with your spouse? And the way that you answer that question tells you a lot about the state of your relationship. Let's see, what else? When you think about the future with your spouse, do you have the same goals? And do you see yourself meeting those goals together? Do things look wonderful? Are you excited for the next phase of your life? Or do you feel like the same problems are going to repeat themselves over and over and over again? Because that's what it really comes down to. And this is the last and final question. Well, I guess I'll have two more. First, psychologists have said contempt is the number one predictor of whether or not you're going to get divorced. So when you fight, is it compassionate? Is it emotionally connected? Or is there contempt, and bitterness flying back and forth? If there is, based on psychologists and research, you're not headed in a good place. That's got to change. And here's my last and final thing. If there are problems in your relationship that happen again and again and again, that are real problems that you cannot fix together, you're almost certainly headed for divorce. It's only a matter of time. So for instance, if there's cheating, chronic cheating, that's going to kill you eventually. If there's major differences in how you raise your children and you do not like the way your spouse is raising your children, that may kill you eventually. Spending money. If you're not on the same page with money, spending or saving, that may eventually kill you. These are the types of things, or division of duties, or the way that there's interactions between family relationships. Whatever the problem may be, by the time someone gets to a divorce attorney, they've had these problems for many, many years, and they've been unable to solve them. So if that's the case, if those are the risk factors, you may make it through. Lots and lots of people do. Lots of people go through dark phases and they make it out okay, but you may not. And so here are some things that you can do to prepare yourself, because it might not be up to you. And this is the reason I'm making this video, is because even if you may not have a choice as to when and how your divorce goes down. Usually something happens that is the last straw for someone, or your marriage is so on the rocks that you're set up for affairs or major things to happen that just send you into a tumble. So here's what you can do. Do not make any big financial decisions. Really simplify your finances. Don't make big purchases. Don't take on new debt. And in fact, you want to gather all that information. What is out there? This is time to take a step back and understand, what is the state of my life? Because one way or the other, it's going to change. Either you'll continue in this pattern, it'll get better, or someone will leave and you'll be involved in a do-over, a next chapter of your life, and that can be a massive, massive restructuring. For most of us who go through divorce and we're not young, it's not like we can put our stuff in our car like we were in college. This is a massive restructuring of something that took years and years and years to put together, and you don't have years and years and years to dismantle it. So take a hard look at what you've got in terms of property, debts, income, kiddos. Where do they go to school? Where might you live? How much money is there? How much monthly income is there between the two of you? And could it support two households? Usually the answer is no, but inevitably it has to. So you have to figure out, what would that look like if we didn't live in the same house now? Or if we were getting a divorce, would we need to live in the same house? Like, really thinking through these things is going to be important. Also, if you want to make certain changes, now might be the best time to do that. Update your estate plan, update your beneficiaries. Once someone files for divorce, the preliminary injunction stops you from making any changes to any beneficiaries, like for life insurance purposes. So if you die pending your divorce, all of that money will go to your ex-spouse. Now, if they're not good with money, that might not be something you want. So it might be a great time to either develop a trust for your kids or name one of your kids as beneficiaries. It's also a great time to come up with a new will and healthcare power of attorneys and power of attorney. So it's always something that we want to talk about with our clients. There might be transactions that need to take place now. Like, for instance, if you are thinking about selling your house, this might be a great time to do it, because it might be easier to sell while you're still together. So if you're thinking about downsizing, I'd say yes. Anything that moves you to a simpler place will make it easier for your relationship to thrive, or easier for you to move on if your relationship will not continue. I hope that you have found this helpful. Remember that it is not true for everyone. I'm just trying to give you enough information to make a good decision. And if you want more information, more videos, you want to learn more about the legal process, we've got an entire series for you that you can check out on the IDoOver.life website. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon.